If you're looking for some clarity, encouragement, or spiritual guidance, then you're going to love today's tarot reading. If we haven't met before, my name is Francisca and I'm the owner of Breathe, Connect, Thrive, a healing studio in Houston, Texas, where I help people breathe through their emotions with conscious connected breath work, restore their mind, body, heart, and soul in restorative yoga, and gain clarity and encouragement through self-discovery tarot readings. If we have met before, thank you for coming back and thank you for subscribing to the channel. So today I do have 3 readings for you to choose from, and I'm using 3 different tarot decks. And with the Light Seers tarot deck, I'm using the Botswana Agate. So Botswana Agate's really great for root chakra activation, for harmony, emotional harmony, bigger picture view, yin and yang balance, safety, stability, but also artistic expression. So this is a really beautiful stone that I'm using with the Light Seers tarot deck. For the Everyday Witch tarot, I'm using the Moonstone crystal. So Moonstone's really great for hope, balance, harmony, compassion, endurance, inner wisdom, third eye, and crown chakra activation. With the Gilded tarot, I am using Zebra Amethyst. Zebra Amethyst is a really beautiful stone for clarity, enhancing your dreams, for psychic connection, enhancing the third eye, crown chakra activation, and cleansing negative energy. If you know which reading is yours, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description box below. But if you want to sit through all of the readings, you can certainly do that. Sometimes a different reading will apply to a certain area of your life. And sometimes we need to hear all of the readings. And even though I'm recording this in June, I would say that this reading is timeless because we just never know when we need to get a message from God, Source, the universe, or Source. God, Source, the universe, or Source. I guess Source is coming through really loudly today. But I just feel like sometimes we just get a message when we need to get it. And so that's why I think you can watch these readings at any time. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. So if there's something that resonates for you and you want to go a little bit deeper, or if you want to get a personalized reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to either book your reading in person or online. So jumping right into it, let's get started with the first reading. We're using the Light Seers tarot deck and Botswana Agate. Again, this stone is really great for root chakra activation, emotional harmony, safety, stability, and yin and yang balance. And so this month I'm asking Source for you, what do we need to know about your current energy? How can your focus best serve you in the coming weeks? What is the special guidance message for you this month? And what is the guidance from Source? All right, so let's see what we have for you here. Ooh, okay. The worst is behind you. It seems like you've gone through a lot. Maybe this last few months, I would say the last 7 or 8 months has been a little bit tumultuous for you, a little bit, there's been some rocky emotions, some rocky thoughts. And I feel like Source is really wanting to encourage you that you are on your way to going somewhere new, to moving into calmer waters. You're also on your way to moving into calmer thoughts. And so sometimes, especially when we feel like the rug's been pulled out underneath us, when we feel like all hope is lost, it can be hard for us to get back on our feet and to really clarify our thoughts and really start moving through certain things. And yeah, I feel like Source, especially since this is the guidance from Source, Source is saying, one, you're not alone. You've got lots of angels and guides here to help you. So I don't know if you can see, like if I can get this in focus. So you can see like all of these birds are helping to pull her forward, but then these birds are behind her too. And so these could be your thoughts that are helping you push forward, maybe having some new thoughts. The special message for you is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is somebody who has mastered his thoughts and his emotions, who's able to balance them as well. And so if you can see here in this card, he's using the wisdom of the owl. He's like kind of surveying his land. He's got his sword in his hand. So it's like he's really taking control of his thoughts. And so I feel like the special message for you is to, make sure that you're taking inventory of your thoughts. Your current energy is that on the star Don't lose hope. Know that whatever your heart's desire is. It's so funny because this morning I shared a post this morning on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should, because I'm on there quite often. But on Instagram, I shared a post that said, your heart's desire desires you. And I just really believe that we can't want what we want unless it's meant for us. And when I'm talking about a heart's desire, I'm not talking about a specific goal or a specific person or a specific job or specific results. I'm talking about your heart's desire, your truest heart's intention. So if you get underneath like what you want in a relationship, what do you really want, right? You want the companionship, you want the love, you want this feeling. It's the feeling that we're going for when we're really looking for those things. And so I truly believe that your heart's desire desires you too, or else you wouldn't want it, you couldn't want it, and you can't miss what's meant for you. So your current energy is wanting to encourage you to keep that hope alive. Your heartstring is connected to the universe. The universe has an overarching view, something that we cannot see. And what's so beautiful about that is that sometimes we think we know how that's going to look, but the truth is that we can never really know how things will look. It's always changing. We make choices, and in those choices that we make, we can kind of shift the timeline, right? We can shift where we're going. And if you can keep coming back to your heart, if you can keep coming back to that hope and keep coming back to that underlying heart's desire, then I really feel that it'll set the path for you, because this is your focus. This is how your focus can best serve you. It's interesting because there's two kings in your reading. So I feel like these are two masculine energies, whether that's a male energy or the masculine energy of putting the work in, the masculine energy of sowing the seeds, the masculine energy of, planting and planning and doing the work and grounding yourself, really grounding yourself. It's interesting because the root chakra is what gets activated with this Botswana agate. And I feel like how your focus can best serve you is by tapping into that root chakra, tapping into those things that ground you, tapping into those things that help you feel safe and stable and secure, tapping into that energy and really planting the roots, planting the seeds for this massive growth for your heart's desire. Know that you're moving forward. Know that sometimes, even though things look really stormy, even though we're going through a lot, sometimes that is what can help bring us clarity. It's through the contrast that we can find clarity. It's through the contrast where we can shift ourselves and we can really move towards what our heart really desires, what we really want, and get to that underlying feeling, right? Really looking at yourself 3, 4, 5 years from now and really feeling into what that feels like. Not necessarily, the goal, the specific goal, but what is the feeling? What is the feeling? And I feel like that's what is being called for you right now. What is that felt sense? Because our root chakra is the I am, right? I am here. I am safe. I am here. Like I'm material. And so I feel like that is a really big message for you. And if you're not sure what that means for you or how to get grounded, then you'll want to watch this grounding breathwork meditation. I'll link it up here and on the description box below. But that is the reading for the Botswana agate. For the next reading, we are using Moonstone. So Moonstone is a beautiful crystal for hope, balance, compassion, endurance, inner wisdom, third eye, and crown chakra activation. And I am using this with the Everyday Witch Tarot. And we are asking for your current energy this month. How can your focus best serve you in the coming weeks? What is a special message that's meant for you right now? And what is the guidance from Source? Alrighty. Okay. So, I feel like this message is really fitting with the Moonstone. This is really asking you for inner wisdom and endurance, especially because your special message is endurance. So here we have the Nine of Wands. She's got her back up against a tree. She's got all these wands like kind of strewn about. Her witch's hat is there. Like she's ready to go to battle. She's not giving up. However, she has been through a lot. You may have been through a lot. And I feel like the special message for you is definitely not to give up. Your current energy is on the Seven of Swords. So it does feel like you may have had somebody kind of catch you unawares. I almost felt like saying stabbed in the back. But it also feels like you may have been put in a situation where it looks like something deceptive happened either to you or to somebody else. Maybe it felt like at your hands. She's walking away with all of the swords. So even when people do things to us, even when people take advantage of us, take advantage of our kindness, our generosity, it doesn't always mean that. It's interesting because I get this feeling like it doesn't always mean like either that's the end, and it doesn't always mean like we know everything that went into it. Especially because I'm seeing the focus being the Knight of Wands, really taking this action to move forward, taking this action to really find yourself in a position where you can take your passion, the things that make you feel passionate, and move forward with them. Definitely may not be easy to do that, especially when somebody hurts us. When somebody hurts us, or when we hurt somebody, or when we hurt ourselves. Oh, that's interesting. When we hurt ourselves. Oh, there may have been some boundary that was crossed, whether it's somebody crossing a boundary for you, you crossing another's boundary, or you crossing your own boundaries. When I say you crossed your own boundaries, like I get this feeling of like the sinking feeling. So to me, that feels like this could hit home for some people. When we give people choices or a chance, and then they prove us right. Ooh, when we give people a chance and they prove us right, maybe we gave somebody a chance and we thought that they were going to take the chance and do something really great with it. But instead they took the chance and did something that was really hurtful. But in the back of our mind, we kind of knew it. So I feel like this is a boundary that gets crossed for self. You may have made some leeway in, and I don't know why, like codependency is coming up. That it could even be something addictive too, like an addictive personality. Oh, maybe. Or maybe like a mental illness, which sometimes go hand in hand. So sometimes there's dual diagnosis, right? Sometimes there's, codependency just keeps popping into my mind, like my train of thought here. But so sometimes people have things that they're masking. Oftentimes, like almost all the time, that's what addiction does. It helps to mask certain things that we have going on in our lives. And when we are drawn to these addictive behaviors, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling, relationships, money issues, when we're drawn, food issues, they're just kind of like going off on all the things that it could be, right? And so when we're drawn into these things, sometimes we, especially if you're recovering codependent, or if you're somebody who's an empath, we can be drawn to these people who have these issues, and we may feel so much for them, and we may feel, and then they go off and do something that really hurts us, and we may have crossed our own boundaries, and we may have said, never again, I'm never going to let that happen. I'm never going to allow this person to hurt me in the way that they've hurt me before. And then they do. And so that's why we feel like we've got our back up against the wall. But I feel like what Source is saying for you is for you not to give up on yourself. For you to really find your heart's desire. Again, heart's desire is coming up. Really find that thing that makes you feel like you can move beyond the fear, that you can live beyond the fear, that you can raise your vibration. So I feel like this is where your focus can best serve you. Instead of focusing on the things that went wrong, maybe then focus on the things that are going right. Maybe then focus on a little bit more gratitude, a little bit more of the things that make you feel whole and make you feel compassionate towards yourself. Really take the focus on yourself. Really move into the self. Know that the game is not over, that you are not over. Know that you can still fight for yourself. Fight for yourself. Because the guidance from Source is the Queen of Swords. So we start off with the Seven of Swords and we make this journey Knight of Wands, Nine of Wands, and end up with the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords has mastered her thoughts. She's also cutting through the bullshit. She's also like, that lie doesn't work anymore. What you said before doesn't make any sense, and I'm not buying your bullshit. So Queen of Swords this, you know, and I'm not saying be cold and callous with people, but what I am saying is that Source really wants you to know that you have access to your perception. You have access to your connection. You always have access to that. And so I feel like the endurance is coming through with asking you to really check in with that third eye, really check in with what you're seeing, the information that you're getting, and believe your intuition. Really believe your intuition, and not to believe in the worry, not to believe in the past mistakes, and I'm putting them in quotations because, again, the contrast can bring us clarity. Anger points the way to what we don't like, right? And it helps us kind of shift into what we do like. Again, shifting into focusing on yourself, shifting into focusing on what lights you up, shifting into living beyond the fear, really taking the courage and living beyond the fear and moving into harmony and compassion. And really being called to the heart chakra, really moving into that heart space, and also moving into the third eye and the crown space too. Really know what connects you, really know what feels right to you. Really listen to that and really put yourself first. And if you're wondering how you can do that, then you're gonna wanna watch the video that I'll link below for empaths and codependents. So that is the reading for the Moonstone. And for the Gilded Tarot reading, I am using Amethyst, or Chevron Amethyst, I think. No, this is Zebra Amethyst. So this is a really great stone for clarity, for enhancing your dreams, enhancing the third eye. It's a really good calming and connection stone, connecting to your third eye and crown chakra, but also to help you cleanse negative energy. Let's see what the spiritual guidance is for you this month, asking Source about your current energy. How might your focus best serve you in the coming weeks? What is a special message for you? And what is the guidance from Source? All right. I love this Four of Cups because it's like, I'm so fucking bored. When's my time gonna come? Every time I see this particular Four of Cups, I always think, when's my time gonna come? It's from a movie. When's gonna be my turn, I think. I can't remember the movie, but this is how I remember the cards. And like I associate them with a specific memory for myself, and then every time I see the card, I think about that. But your current energy feels like you are like, when is it going to come? Like, when is my thing gonna get here? When is my my relationship going to be better? When is my relationship going to materialize? This may be in relations to love, in relations to relations, right? So I feel like you've done the work. I feel like you are in a place where, okay, I'm ready, but when is it going to come? And it feels like you're bored with all of the choices that you might have and all the choices that are available to you, or the choices seem sparse. And maybe you have something, but you're like, I don't like that very much. Because the focus is on the hangman. It's hang tight. But also there's this feeling of like, it's not time yet. It is not time yet. There are some things that are shifting in the ethers. There are some things that are moving underneath the surface. The King of Cups here is in your special message. Things are getting ready for you. So he's sitting on his throne, right? But there's also lots of water underneath him too. So it's like still waters run deep, but also there's so much to explore underneath the surface. There's so much that's there, so much that's getting ready for you, not just above, but below as well. And I feel like the special message for you is to let yourself dream a little bit more. If there is something that you're really hoping for, is there something that you're really wanting, let yourself dream and know that your special message is coming. So the guidance is the Page of Swords. And so this brings about a message coming from somebody or something. And this is an intellectual message. This is a message that is available to you, but not in the way that you think. So it's very interesting. The things that you want you too. The things that you love you too. And that's why it's so frustrating to be in this energy when we're starting off, right? This energy here, where we're starting off, is not satisfactory. It doesn't feel good to be in this energy. However, this King of Cups, again, there's this underground movement. There's this movement that's coming from underneath, and it's happening here on Earth. So it feels like, and then don't usually like to make predictions, but it also feels like that love that you're searching for is also searching for you. And so that's what the message, they just want to keep it there. So the love that you're searching for is also searching for you. Just your time to get ready, just your time to kind of make sure that you've got all of your things in order for when the time does come. Sometimes we're like, I'm ready for it now. But there may be other things that people are getting ready for you. So it isn't just about you being ready, it's about the other person being ready too. And then if this has to do with a project, then it's this project getting ready for you. It's like all these pieces kind of fitting in, and all these people getting ready to be with you as well. Again, the guidance from Source is there is a message that's coming through. Also, I'm being called to health as well. So there may be something in regards to vitality, like heart health, or maybe even I'm feeling called up here. So heart health, maybe even something to have to do with fitness. Is that what it is? Heart health, fitness. And so they also want to make sure that you're in your body when it comes to taking care of yourself in the coming weeks. Really take care of your body. This feeling of being stale, being stable, not stable, being like in a holding pattern. That's funny, stale, because maybe this card. But being in this holding pattern, know that the holding pattern is for a different perspective to happen. Know that the holding pattern isn't a punishment, but rather a time for you to kind of gather your resources and gather yourself and get the ball rolling on your end, and really listen to your soul, really listen to yourself, really take the time to take this time to raise your vibration. Take this time to really find what feels right to you, really find that connection with yourself. And once you find the connection with yourself, things will start moving. And it's not that it's dependent on that. It's just that right now things are shifting, and in a way that you just don't have the capacity to see. But Source does want you to know that the message is on its way and it will arrive soon. So that is the reading for the Amethyst. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. So if something did resonate and you want to take a deeper dive, or you want to get a personalized reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to book your in-person or online tarot reading. As always, please take only what feels right in your heart and soul. Leave the rest behind. And if something did resonate, please be sure to leave a comment below, like the video, and share this with somebody who you think could use this message. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.